Welcome. Welcome to the Footprints Radio Talk Show, and this is your regular host, Oscar Bimpong, always in the driving seat, taking you to your destination of success. It's always a wonderful Thursday when it comes to me, and I don't know much about you, but I know that if you've been following this program for some time now, Thursdays is officially one of your best days because we always bring the right people to inspire you, the right people to help you, the right people to help you make informed decisions in pursuit of your vision. Today we are going to talk something that a majority of the people in this world believe in it, something that majority of the people in this world love to be part, and something that it has become a norm that everybody wants to toe that path. The question is, why do people want to toe that path? Before I go on, I want to say that if you really want to sponsor the Footprints Radio Talk Show, you are always welcome to do that. You are always welcome to do that. And to do that, you can call our studio lines on +44 208 133 2257. +44 208 133 2257. If you want to advertise your product and services, if you're a personal brand, if you really want to invest in this program because it touches your heart as an individual, you are always welcome. You can also email info@starradiouk.com. The star is double R. And this program is also sponsored by Train to Inspire Consultancy, your company that is inspiring our generation through training and development. And if you need any training for your staff, if you need any business training or consulting for your personal development or business coaching or mindset coaching, you are always welcome. Now, what are we going to talk about today on the Footprints Radio Talk Show? We are going to talk about critical career matters. And who is this person that is going to help us to discuss? I've known this person over a decade now, and he is a person that really loves what he does. And he is in the best person to talk about career matters, because he is on both sides of the sword. He knows he's been on a career path and he's been on a business path. He is an architect, designer, and life coach. Who am I talking to? I'm talking to David Agyir. Please welcome to the Footprints, and you're live on Starr Radio UK.
Thank you, Oscar. It's always a pleasure to interact with you. Good evening to all our cherished listeners.
How is your day been?
Oh, it's been cool. It's been very fruitful by God's grace. It's been quite productive, I must say.
I think it's always best to get out of the politics of Ghana to talk about something different that's going to inspire hope amidst all the challenges we are having.
Yo. Very necessary.
Exactly. Man, I think a lot of people are looking up to today's discussion, that is critical career matters. And whilst I was doing this research, I really learned a lot. But before I go on that, I want you to tell us briefly who David Agyir is. Not in a book form, but in summary.
Oh, great. You've already announced my profession or occupation, so I skip to tell something more personal. I'm happiest when I'm helping people to be more productive. So much of what I do is into research and development of tools to help people to be more productive, in addition to the practice. I'm a family man. One who has 2 children, amazing children. I enjoy a lot of food. My favorite, I keep it for now.
I really like that, and I always like this aspect because this is not the first time I'm hearing that I have one wife. That's really interesting. Yes, some people have got two wives, isn't it? And nowadays, some people have got side chicks as well. I think I wrote somewhere. A friend of mine told me that he wonders why people cannot pursue their vision, even when they have a job. Because
Yeah,
you see, a lot of people have got side chicks, but they don't have side visions. And I think it was really interesting, isn't it?
that's a very interesting analogy.
Exactly, exactly. Now let's go straight to business. But before I go on that, we are talking about critical career matters.
Yeah.
And during my research, I learned that according to Forbes, unhappy employees outnumber happy ones by 2 to 1. And also
Very,
another research by H.M. Greenberg also says that that is and that is 18 out of 100 people do not feel good about their job. And I think these statistics are really worrying because when you look at any country, the people that have got jobs are more than the people that are the entrepreneurs or pursuing their vision. So if you have got these statistics, then it means that it is very worrying. Where do we start from?
let me emphasize on Greenberg's research finding. He says that for every 100 people that go to work every day, only 18 out of the 100 really feel good about going to work. It means that 82, a whopping 82 out of 100 do not feel good about going to work. In other words, they wish they didn't have to go to work. But there are other staggering statistics, especially the fact that this induces a lot of stress on people, on workers. And research shows that work-related stress disorders are highly on the increase. And if you visit the BBC website, for instance, there are some staggering statistics there.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yes.
It's basically because career guidance is generally missing in our upbringing. The best you get is from parents. Go to school, study hard, get good grades, come out, look for a very good job, a very high paying reward. And that's about it. That's about the average we get or people get. And so a lot of people come out of school, enter the job world without full preparation. And it is that the consequences of this that's it. And so this program is apt. We're going to educate people on some of these matters and what they can do to help themselves out, especially those who are yet to enter the job world. And even those in the job world can also make amends. Recently, I was reading about Hussein Bolt, who is shifting careers or adding on.
Yes.
And it's very interesting. It's never too late to do something that keeping with your personality and make you happy like for that man.
That is a very good start. And I think we've got 90 minutes. We're going to have the first half and the second half, and probably we'll come to a close. Now, when we say career, what do we mean to an ordinary person on the street?
Okay, let me start from job in order to define.
All right, then, because then I will add this to the question, meaning that what is the difference between a job and a career? You add that one to it. Because that would have been my follow-up question. It means that you are fast ahead of me.
You know, as a human being, at any point in time, you find yourself doing a particular job. Okay, now that job could be out of serious training or out of sheer passion. Now, throughout a person's lifetime or work life, he moves from one job or one type of work onto another. So in most instances, or progresses from one level to a higher level. Now, a career comprises all the various stages of your progression as far as your work life. So we can say that for us, a job could be temporary or short term, short to medium. Career spans the long term. I think that is a simple.
Wow. So it means that job is just for it's a short-term plan, but your
Exactly.
career is the long-term plan. So
Exactly.
so your job is a subset of your career, right?
Precisely the case.
Wow, very interesting, very interesting. But you see, one of my biggest challenges is that why have we accustomed ourselves just on a career path, just on a job? Why is it that we are not open-minded? Everybody is looking for a job. Hardly do you see people saying that no, I don't need that. Just want to maybe do business or develop my talent. Why is it that a higher percentage are on the job path? Why has caused that? What is it? Is it the mindset? Is it how we are trained? You are the best person to tell me.
I'll say it's a mindset to start with. You know, when you come into this, of course, none of us decided to come into the world. We woke up one day to realize that we were in this world.
Yes.
Yes. So you look at what others have done, try to do the same thing. We are born imitating. Yeah. And our parents also tend to guide us to add to that imitation. And for most people, all we see is people are going to school, of course. Before you even say, Jack, you are in school.
Yes.
Why are you in school? You just go through, they say that from this stage, you go to the next. You just find you finish, you come and look for a job. So, and that is typically one attribute or attributing factor. And then also, it's easier, to settle in for a job where at the end of the month, you are assured of something coming in. It gives people a sense of security. Except that inherent in that are also some risks. Because we say that the best, or let me say the worst risk in life is to depend on others for your security. Aside the case of banks collapsing in Ghana, for instance, people felt they were secured on their jobs, only to wake up one day. There's no job for you. But then it's easier to chart that path. So when you try to pursue a dream or a vision as outside of this path, often the risks involved, people are not prepared to learn and to manage those risks. And even the people around you, your parents, your friends, people who care about you, even in church, your parents, your elders, everybody will be advising you again that because the risks in there are quite huge. So on the average, people will settle in for a monthly income job. And they are okay. So that's some of the factors that contributing to that process.
I picked out one or two things because it looks like everybody wants that ready-made job. I always tell people that if you have a job, it means that somebody has sown a seed and he has reached to harvesting stage and it's too much for the person, so he wants you to come and harvest. So when you are harvesting, he says, out of every 100 bags, I will give you half a bag.
Okay.
Then you become very serious and you work harder because for you to survive, you need about 3 bags. But in other ways, it means that somebody has done the hard work.
Yes.
Sometimes we think our job is difficult. No, it's not difficult because the person that started the whole process has done all the hard work.
Serious work.
But why is it that we are not getting the picture for us to do the hard work so that we compensate others. Why can't we have that mindset?
Oscar, we grow in a mode.
Mm-hmm.
We are a reflection of the society. And then even more so, you know, the job environment, especially if it is a corporate environment,
Mm-hmm.
it looks attractive. You
Yes.
get up, you dress, in your good shada,
Mm-hmm.
you take your car or you join the public transport, you go at the other month, you come, everybody is happy. Your parents can even talk highly of you. Oh, my son works with so and so company. My daughter is the managing director or the sales manager at this big company,
Mm-hmm.
and so on and so forth. So it has some, let me say, emotional benefit.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people cannot forgo that kind of enjoyment to pursue their dreams, which invariably takes a lot of heart, takes a lot of heart. And more so in these days that it seems hard work is not being emphasized.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the prosperity gospel is taking a toll on us.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Just do 1, 2, 3 things at church, supposedly for God. You sit and wait, like God will pour all the blessings onto your lap.
Mm-hmm.
And so all those things contribute. But we must understand that our happiness as individuals are tied in our pursuit of our visions.
Mm-hmm.
There's been countless studies. In fact, there's been countless studies. The one I want to cite immediately is about the survey that was done on people who were nearing death,
Mm-hmm.
and they were interviewed. They were asked about their regrets. If they were to live their lives all over again, the things they could do differently.
Mm-hmm.
And to amaze you to realize that most of them say, or let me rather put it this way, the greatest regret, and that research showed that what people regret most when they are about to die is that they wish they could live a life true to themselves
Mm-hmm.
rather than the life others expected of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll repeat that.
Mm-hmm.
Based on this research, it's known, and people can Google it,
Mm-hmm.
the greatest regret in life. Find it says that the greatest regret people have when they are about to die is that they wish they had the courage to live a life that is true to themselves rather than the lives others expected of them.
Wow.
So you are happily trying to satisfy parents, friends, colleagues, superiors, church associates, and so on, only to realize that at the end of the day, you are going to regret for not pursuing your vision. It's amazing. It's amazing. But that is the reality of the situation. So pursuing visions other than what has been carved out for us is essential part of our people. And I don't usually advise people to quit their jobs out of the blue. No. You need to prepare. You need to prepare. But like you said, it's good to start on that note if that's what makes you comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But whilst doing that, whilst working to support someone else's vision, you can also start developing yours and work on it by you need to manage your time very well. And of course, we spend how many hours at work? Maximum 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Commute, let's add 2 hours. The rest of the days, if you take out your 6 to 8 hours of sleep, the rest can be used in pursuing one vision. So you develop that for a while until that vision gets to a certain state where it will require your full attention. In that, giving your full attention, it will sustain you and give you some additional dividend as well. So that's what
Yeah, there is a saying that in 20 years time you are going to regret more of the things that you didn't do than the things that you
Yeah.
did, because most of the times we think we have time. There is no time.
At
The
all.
time is now. And
Exactly the
if
case.
you are not able, I always give example of Kwamnadomo. He
Okay.
has a very short lifespan, but within that short lifespan he made his mark,
Exactly so.
meaning that he started from somewhere. He didn't wait. He believed and started from somewhere. Until you believe in yourself and start from somewhere, you are getting nowhere. And he talked about this prosperity gospel. It's very interesting in our generation. Sometimes when I go to church and they are like, you make it in the name of Jesus, you'll be a
Hallelujah.
millionaire in the name of Jesus. You see, it's good to claim. But you see,
Yeah.
claiming without action is meaningless. Sometimes it's even better you stay at home. You know, this is why we want people to understand that there is work that is attached to any success. Miracles
Exactly.
do happen, but even if miracles happen, there have to be work. There is work to be done to maintain the miracle. So if you are not ready to work, you can get the miracle, but you're going to lose the miracle. Why? Because you haven't prepared your mind to handle the miracle. And this
Pastor,
is, uh-huh,
I would even say that there are miracles all around us.
exactly,
It requires a prepared mind to
exactly.
see the opportunities God brings our
Yes.
way on a daily basis.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So I call it the miracle of life. The
Exactly.
miracle of life is that every day, every moment, God or the universe is bringing opportunities your way.
Exactly.
And you need preparation
Yes.
to take advantage of these opportunities. It's not
Exactly.
enough claiming, it's not enough just hoping. Someone says hope is not a strategy.
Hope is not a strategy, no.
I know the Bible itself says that faith without works is
Yes.
dead.
Yes.
Except that I posted, it's become a backburner scripture in
Exactly.
Christendom these days. We hardly hear it being quoted around.
Faith is dead now in many. Yes, it's interesting, like what you are saying, that miracles happens every day. Every day, even for you to wake up is a miracle. And for you to go to work and come back home is a miracle. You see, before, I remember some years back, I used to stake the lottery a lot. It's like every weekend is part of my schedule, you know. Then one day I came so close, and it's like, man, this one I need to continue. But it reached a time they increased the cost of staking the lottery, and I wasn't winning. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Why? Because it's like you are banking your life on luck.
Exactly.
Luck does not play. You see, the people that even wins with luck, if I've seen people, they can go and win. You know, these football matches, they do this kind of, I don't
The
know how to,
betting. The
betting.
betting.
Yeah, they can win now, right? Maybe
Yeah.
£5,000. Yeah, they will
Yeah.
continue betting and they lose the same £5,000 the same day.
You know, there's something about wealth creation. You need a certain psychological frame of mind to be able to sustain income that comes to you.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't mature through how to earn and how to keep, no matter how much you get, some way, somehow, you end up losing it. In fact, someone has said that if we should collect all the wealth available in the world
Mm-hmm.
and redistribute that wealth equally for each and every individual
Mm-hmm.
to have the same share,
Mm-hmm.
within a certain period, the wealth will still move from the hands of those who did not have into the hands of those who had
Mm-hmm.
before.
Yeah.
Because those who did not have and has been trusted onto them out of the blue don't have what it takes to keep and to grow it. Those who had, or those who have had, have already developed the mindset and the skills to retain and to grow what they have. So it's very, very important. Preparation is very, very important. And as we go on, I'll be talking about certain personality types and the recommended professions or career or work areas that are recommended. Some other things to consider before one settles in for a particular work or profession. Yes.
You see, I want to add to this. I was speaking somewhere at a youth conference in Ghana, and I told them that many of you here wants to travel abroad.
Okay.
But you see, you can travel abroad and still fail because the mindset you have here that there are no jobs, the mindset you have here that life is difficult, the mindset that you have here that there are no opportunities, the mindset that you have here that there is no way you can break through, that mindset has become a cultural practice in your life.
Exactly.
And believe you me, whether you go to the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, getting a job does not happen on a silver platter.
Precisely.
So that mindset will still evolve to become an abroad mindset. Now it's moved from an African mindset to an European mindset. It's not easy. The snow is too cold. You see, you will just develop excuses wherever you find yourself. So it's not about where you are, but it's about how you have really developed your mind to adapt to situations.
Exactly. I agree with you.
And this plays whether in career or in business. But this leads me to the next question, and that is, has our educational system really designed to really cause us to move on a career path rather than entrepreneurship or developing our talent? Has it played a critical role?
Very much so, Oscar. You know, our curriculum in the formal education sector was developed by our colonial masters, largely. And the focus then was to train people to acquire skills, to be able to work on plantations, to work on in factories, be part of the production process. So you are trained to acquire a specific set of skills that allows you to fit in a narrow band on the corporate spectrum. And largely, it has not changed. It has not changed. And so the kind of education in the formal sector just produces job seekers. And it's amazing. And here I want to talk about a research finding I chanced upon some time ago when I was doing my research towards my 14 books that I've written. I chanced upon research done by Harvard University, and it pointed to the fact that all the education we get in the classroom contributes or are able to harness just about 22% of our true or hidden potential and cause us to have fulfillment in life. The research points the remaining 78% are not usually found in the class. And that 78% involves harnessing our inborn potential, and it's more geared towards entrepreneurship. So you realize that the formal educational system is just doing about 22%, which is more geared towards looking for a job and working on it. The remaining 78%, which is geared towards entrepreneurship, are not really taught in the classroom. So with emphasis, our educational system has contributed so much to the situation we find ourselves. Let me quickly add that I don't think we should even wait for the formal educational system to change before we find solutions to this. In that, we know how the public sector works. We know how government works. It will take a very long time, if at all, to redesign the curriculum to really shift focus from the 22% to 78% or even the 100%. So my recommendation is, whilst you are in school, and now that you know that school is contributing to harness just about 22%, and this 22%, even if you go up to PhD level and become a professor, that is the 22%.
So you are
because you have a BS, that's why. Or when you become a PhD, you get the 20%. No.
So with your degree,
that in most instances, people don't even get up to the 22%.
Wow.
But I said, go to school. But whilst you are in school, acquire the other set of knowledge and skills that will help you to harness the remaining 78% of your true or hidden potential. So much of what I do is to help people along those lines. And that's the area of my 14 books. And over 50 articles I've written. They are all along those lines. Yes, Oscar, you are going to...
Yeah. So what I was trying to say is that even if you have a degree, you are not even up to the 22%.
No way.
That makes it scary, you know?
Oh, it's scary, Oscar. And it will interest you to note that because of this, there's a situation of unconscious or prevalence of unconscious incompetence. People don't know what they don't know. You know, when you graduate from school with that certificate, after you've won the Akapompo and all that, all the excitement, you think you've acquired all the knowledge you need. But no. So at that point, you don't know a lot. But you don't know that you don't know a lot. So you are content with just what you have
from school.
So you operate from a point of unconscious incompetence.
Wow.
Now, it's only when you begin to read around, especially self-help books,
yes,
then you begin to discover other skills, that set of knowledge that will help you to harness your true or hidden potential. Then you realize that now you know the things you didn't do. Now you become consciously incompetent. So at that point, you wait from a conscious incompetent mode, because now you have a head knowledge of what you didn't know. That now you know, but you have yet to master it. So you keep on, you put into practice, and then you become consciously competent. You're able to do the things that you've gained additional knowledge to be able to do. But you do it with some sense of consciousness because you haven't mastered. After a while, you become very good in it. So you move from conscious competence to unconscious competence, where you do the thing without much effort. You do it skillfully without much effort. Now, when you continue to do it, then you go to the level which we call mastery. So from school, a lot of people should realize that irrespective of the 9 certificates, even first class, you are unconsciously incompetent.
Wow.
Humble yourself, read, attend seminars, workshops, and so on and so forth. It doesn't matter. Just as we give effort to prophetic encounter, we should give much attention to workshop and career development, life coaching, and so on and so forth.
You see, I think it's too deep in terms of what you are discussing, and I hope people really understand where you're coming from because It's not for the small minds with what you are discussing. Yes. uh, it's
So,
not for the
so
small minds to really understand, but I hope people do understand what you are trying to put across. But you see, it's all about personal development in terms of what you are doing.
yeah,
I always tell people that when you leave school, the moment you leave the corridors of your school or your graduate school or your degree or whatever, when you leave, there is one of the things that you need to survive in the marketplace is leadership.
true,
The question is how many people have got the opportunity to lead a school? It's insignificant percentage.
true.
But this is the situation when you get out of school, it is mandatory for you to really lead.
Yes.
I've written a book and I'm still working on it. It's called Leadership Lens.
Okay.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
lens is a spectacle for everyone. It
Exactly.
means that you cannot say you don't need these spectacles because you've got good eyes. It is by force, you have to wear it. And that is leadership. You cannot succeed outside the corridors of your school without leadership.
True. And Oscar, let me add. I'll share a personal story with you. You know, you can even be a student leader. You can be a leader in school, but that does not make you a true leader.
Exactly.
I'll explain, and I'll use a personal example. You know, right from first year up to final year, my 6 years at the university, I was in leadership position, various, from various. Now, when I finished, I joined the youth fellowship in my church, and not too long after, got elected to lead the fellowship. That's when I realized that the leadership back in school,
It's
it
different.
can't be sufficient.
No.
You know, so for the first time, because that's a very heterogeneous group,
Yes.
how do you lead them with least conflict?
No.
So I walked to my favorite bookshop, and for the first time, I bought leadership books and other self-help books that caught my attention. Because when I started reading the leadership books, I realized that, what we're doing back in school, it was try your luck. Man.
Exactly. Exactly.
There's leadership and there's leadership.
Yes.
I got to know that leadership develops from one level
To another.
to another. Yeah. And I was able to identify 5 levels of leadership. The first one was positional leadership, where called into position based on observation or based on your own effort to want to be in a certain leadership position. So you are given a organization, manager, president, or whatever. But at that point, you are at lower level of your leadership abilities. Right? You must develop that leadership to another level. At the positional leadership, your followers follow because they have to, not because they want to. Now, if you're long in that position, just because of your mind, you lose the heart of the people. They'll do just the first minimum. So in the work environment, we say that workers work just hard enough so that they don't get fired. Employers pay just enough so that workers won't quit. Now, once you remain at the positional leader, people will do just the barest minimum. So you must develop and go to what we call the mission level of leadership, where people follow you because they want to, based on your leadership skills, based on your personality, based on your relationship with the people. They now want to follow you, not just because they have to, but because they want to. And there are several levels up to the fifth level, which is special. But since we are talking about career, I want us to look more in the area of the various personalities, the various occupations that are recommended, because that one will help people so much. But to buttress the point you made, I think I would want to see that book out soon. Because
yes.
everybody needs to take time and learn leadership.
Exactly.
We are all leaders by default.
Oh, yes.
All leaders.
Yes.
So we have the unrecognized and then the recognized leader.
Yes.
But we need to develop our leadership. Everybody needs that spectacle.
Exactly. And leadership is self. It starts from self.
Yes.
If you cannot lead yourself, then basically can transition that you cannot lead others. Then it transitions to family. If you cannot lead the family, then it means that you cannot lead a group of people, like as you are saying, heterogeneous people, that people coming from different backgrounds, people with different mindsets. How can you lead them? So you see, it is a spectacle you have to wear. You cannot tell me that Oscar, I don't like this spectacle. No, you fail. You need it. Everybody needs it. Yes. So it's very critical to our success in terms of whether it is career or business. And we, oh yes, it's very critical.
You know the saying that people don't leave their jobs, they leave their managers.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
I remember I was in a discussion with someone who had gone negotiating on a raise, and he didn't get the raise, but he said that did not really hurt him. It didn't bother him that much. But how they spoke to him. So for him, the way they responded to him was more painful.
Yes.
Than the fact that he didn't get the raise. And it's all leadership. So such a person, if he remains there, how is he going to kill himself?
No.
The goals and objectives
exactly
of the organization.
Wow. You see, when the discussion is very good, time flies. And I think it's 3 minutes past 8 o'clock, and that's 3 minutes past 7 in Ghana. And we are having a very good discussion in terms of critical career matters. And I'm loving every bit of it. We are going for a commercial break. Don't change the dial. Rather share it on Facebook for somebody to listen to the second segment of the program. I think I've reserved all the best for the second segment. So please don't change the dial. We'll be coming back very soon after this commercial break.
The IWFT team presents Footprints on Starr Radio UK with your host Oscar Bimpong every Thursday at 7 p.m. Starr Radio UK, your finest Afro-Caribbean station in London.
Bed of Roses, Bed of Roses, Bed of Roses. My name is Doreen Carter. I invite you to join me on Starr Radio UK this and every Saturday at 9:30 p.m. in discussing what goes on behind the curtains with my panel of experts. Remember, the time is 9:30 p.m. this and every Saturday. Bed of Roses is brought to you by the kind courtesy of Voices of Esther.
I believe in the sun.
What's the hidden truth or mysteries behind the supernatural? Do angels really exist today? Is healings and miracles real? Can I hear the voice of God? Was there inspirations and challenges in ministry? Can my eyes be open to see beyond the natural? Can I operate in the gifts of the Holy Spirit? Can my dreams contain messages from God? My Journey is your one-stop destination to the supernatural on Starr Radio UK. Join your host, Captain Tete, this and every Saturday from 4 p.m. on My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural.
Do you feel left out in your education or career but still want to do something about it? Then don't fret. If you are a resident in the UK, British or EU citizen, then there is hope for you. You are in the age bracket of 21 to 55. The UK government is offering grants, scholarships, and financial support for first degree to masters in various courses. The government will pay all your fees and you can educate yourself in a peace of mind. From £21,000 per year for first degree, etc. Get in touch with GEM Educational Consultancy and we will guide you in applying for this facility. We are situated at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch. The postcode is RM124AE. Telephone 079 0479 3019 or email us pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Get financial support and acquire a degree. You can't always be in control of what happens on the road, but you can control the tires you ride on. Thanks to Bimpong tires, in testing condition, you are guaranteed of traction and grip, be it new or partly worn tire. Bimpong tires are the largest import and exporters of tires in the UK. Locate us all over the UK. For Wakefield, contact us on 01924 262 043. Selby, Rotherham, Hull, and Birmingham, contact us on 01709 380-615, or you can visit us at www.champontires.co.uk. Bimpong Tires, safe when new, safe when partly worn.
Hello listeners, my name is Ira Lucy. I invite you to join me on the Starr Personality Profile Show this and every Tuesday at 6 p.m. on Starr Radio UK, where I will be talking to experts in their different fields to find out why they do what they do and what makes them exceptional in their various careers. This show is Starr Personality Profile on Starr Radio UK. Remember, the time is 6 p.m. every Tuesday. Download the app from your app store or join me live on all our social media platforms.
The IWFT team presents Footprints on Starr Radio UK with your host Oscar Bimpong every Thursday at 7 p.m. Starr Radio UK, your finest Afro-Caribbean station in London.
Welcome to the Footprints Radio Talk Show, and this is your regular host Oscar Bimpong, always in the driving seat, taking you to your destination of success. We are having a very, very great discussion titled Critical Career Matters, and who is on a hot seat. This is a person I've known for years, and actually he is the best man for us to discuss, to help us discuss this vital topic. And who is he? He's an architect, he's a designer, and he's a life coach. He is in the person of David Agyir. David, please welcome to the Footprints, and you are live on Starr Radio UK.
Thank you, Oscar. Great.
I think I'm really loving it. I'm already getting messages on WhatsApp and on other platforms. I think somebody, Bernard Entry on WhatsApp, he says, well done, sir. Great discussion. Right person at the right time. I'm listening. We talk later. Yes, it means that you are already blowing people apart. And I think I've got some comments on Facebook as well. And
Great.
yes, I think I've got Roderick Agyir, who is listening as well. I don't know whether you know Roderick. He's also
I know Roderick.
yes, he's doing very well. A very passionate man about humanity and everything else. I always tell him that he's going to heaven because of his heart, you know. Yes, and I've also got I also posted one of your comments, And he says hope is not a strategy. I think that is going to stick with me for the rest of my life. Yes, it's good to hope, but it's not a strategy, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, exactly. You have to hope for the best, but hope with a good strategy. And I think David West is saying good evening, everybody. Yeah, Dave, good evening, and I hope you are enjoying it. Please share it on Facebook if you are watching us live from the Star Radio UK page, and just tag other people to listen to the second segment of the program. Now, David, straight to business.
Yeah.
Yes. You see, there is one thing I've learned, and because of what I do, I meet a lot of people. And some of the things that I always hear is that some people will say, I've been staying at home for 1 year, 2 years, I'm not having a job. They talk about all the excuses and all that. But I want you to let me know that where is can you take any job when you are starting? Any job at all to start with?
I'll say yes. Here is my reason. Now, irrespective of your makeup, you can adjust to any situation. And sometimes lack of exposure make us think that we will not function comfortably in certain roles because we probably have not had that exposure. It's only when you get that exposure and with the right mindset that you can do all things. You can outperform even those you go in to meet them. It's a matter of the attitude you bring onto the job. You must of a necessity develop a liking for the job you get to start with. Because trust me, not many people will be able to find the right jobs to start with. Especially because even by the time you are entering school, you've chosen one course, you've been given another.
Yeah.
Or people have chosen for you without assessing your personality type. So by the time you come out, in fact, from the time you're starting, it's on the wrong footing in the first place. So don't waste it. Develop a liking for the job. And it's very easy. It's just a shifting of mindset. Attitude is the big thing. So yes, but whilst at it, make the effort to develop alongside the one on hand. They said that a bird in it wet twice in the bush.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
But don't take a job and then bring a bad attitude onto them. If you are not going to be able to bring a good attitude to the job, then please, it's better not to take it. But then don't sit at home a year and say that you are not getting a job and you're just there. Be doing something for yourself. Be doing something for yourself. And you will never know. As a matter of fact, some people may not be able to discover what the world is waiting on them to give to the world unless they are denied jobs and are compelled to start one on their own.
Exactly.
So is Jack Ma.
Yes.
He was turned down on every opportunity he tried taking advantage of. They were accepting everybody. He alone, he got rejected. He got rejected on every front. Now, see where, forgive me for using foreign example, but that's what
Exactly.
to mind.
Exactly.
In fact, we can talk about Apostle Producer.
Yes.
Fantastic. He's doing amazing things,
Yes.
but he hasn't had any lengthy formal education. So whilst you are there, even while you are job, how much more when you are not on a job, you must be doing, something.
Yeah.
So I recommend that take whatever is available because you have to survive.
Exactly.
But don't take a bad attitude onto such a job. If you are going to take a bad attitude, then it's better you don't go at all. Then you posted sometime, bad attitude is a bad. You can't go anywhere with it
Exactly.
unless you change it.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. But you see, you are making a very great point, and I like the Jagma example because what's happening is that KFC is in Ghana, isn't it?
Yes, KFC.
So can you imagine a degree holder? KFC comes to Ghana just to go and fry chicken, and they say you don't qualify. That is what happened to Jack Ma, isn't it? When KFC came to China, he was rejected.
Yes.
And how can you be rejected? And I think there were 23 people. He was the only one that was rejected.
He was the only one who was rejected.
In Africa, we will say the witches from his home, isn't it?
we are all witches.
You see, yes. So it's people getting it right in terms of believing. You see that some people always come back to me. They say they need a job, and can I help them? Do I got somebody I can link to them for them to get jobs? And sometimes it becomes so frustrating for me because I don't have jobs to give. And sometimes one of the questions I ask them is that how many jobs have you applied? I remember I spoke to somebody in July. I said, how many jobs have you applied? He says, I said the whole year. And we are in July. He says about 7 jobs. I said that is not enough. Yes, 7 jobs. No, you are not ready to get a job. No. I said in 24 hours you have applied 7 jobs.
And did he have a winning CV to go with it?
You see, it's very interesting the way sometimes we talk and sometimes we think things should fall into place. There is so much hard work that needs to be done behind the scenes. I always tell people that if you are fasting and you are a pastor, for example, you are fasting and praying with your congregation to get jobs, and they don't have a CV, that prayers probably is 99% in vain. A CV is not prepared, you know. I remember I met a pastor and he gave a typical example. He said he was fasting with this lady, and the lady did not have papers in the UK. So he was working, fasting, praying. So one day something dawned on him to ask the lady, have you even made an application? So he asked the lady, have you made any application? He said no. I said, why are we praying for? A lot of fasting probably, I'm not sure, have been wasted already. Because until you put in an application, nothing happens.
Oh, some believe that some miracle can happen.
No, not in this instance, not in our generation. They will not just sit down and manufacture a name and come and put your passport in your house. No, it will not go to happen until there is an application. Then when you pray, then there can be an activation. But you see, these are some of the realities we want to bring on the ground. It's not that we are here to bash pastors or that, but we want reality to be on the ground. That look, there are certain things the truth needs to be told. And people need to understand that there should be work aligned to anything that they pray for. And until that is done, it's going to be very difficult, you know. So now the person, yes. You wanted to say something? Go ahead.
Oh, no, I just wanted to buttress what you were saying. That the only place success comes before work, as we all say, is in the dictionary.
Exactly.
Work is so important. The effort is so important. And I want to emphasize that the Bible, which we Christians have chosen as our reference manual, emphasizes so much on hard work. God himself, right from Genesis, is busily working. Jesus was busily working. And he said that as far as it is day, I must do the work of him who sent me. Countless scriptures. And James nails it for me. Faith without works is dead. It can't produce any useful results.
Exactly.
So for us to bypass all these realities, even from our own scripture, and think that we can just be wishy-washy and that God will do everything for us. Sometimes it beats my imagination. And recently I got to know that one of our pastors is writing a book. It's titled Faith and Common Sense for Effective Living. And I was excited about it, that a minister is focusing on using common sense.
Exactly.
Not really, you don't really get ministers emphasizing that it's not all the Jesus and the hallelujah. And it takes a lot of effort to get things the way we expect it to be done. You pray and you wait. So that
even to add up to the to add up to, like, can you take any job? You see, I gave an example of Kamnadomo earlier, and this is a guy that started with giving traffic news at the back of a motorbike on the streets of Accra. This is how he started. I have seen a lot of young people that they think certain jobs, they are above it. They cannot do certain jobs. I speak to young people a lot, and sometimes I get into their psyche, and I've got to realize that some of them, they think they have to start on a footing where they must be respected from day one.
I don't know if you followed the not too long, a graduate who is into bakery. He sells bread.
A1 bread.
Yes.
A1 bread, yeah.
You know, initially he was being mocked.
Yes, exactly.
And then later, an apology was rendered. It's our attitude, in fact, the society. And like I said earlier on, people are going to regret for not living a life true to themselves, but rather trying to live just the life. Why can't you start from something very low as selling bread on the streets? Because you are, or you don't want people to see you and say things that, are they the ones feeding you? Are they the ones clothing you? We said that hard work does not break bones.
No.
And anyway, as long as it's bringing you genuine income, we must take the step. We must take that. Then I'm glad you speak to the youth and keep hammering that point, because sometimes we are in a different world altogether.
You see, when you travel, is that you respect a lot of things. Because some of us at a certain age in our lives, we open a chapter of some of the things we've passed through, whether in Ghana or abroad. And some of the jobs that we have done, if we want to open a chapter to certain people. Sometimes when I speak to people behind the scenes, I've told them that these are some of the jobs I've done to survive. But today, people see that you're a lecturer, they don't understand the journey.
we like fruits. We like
you have to eat the fruit, you see. But you see, when even when we eat the fruit, the amazing aspect is that the seed that we can grow again, we throw it away. We throw the seed away. That seed that has got the power to multiply, for us to get more fruit, we rather throw it away, but eat the fruit. You know, so it's amazing how our mindset works and how we have developed our mind to really work. And these are some of the challenges that we are facing in pursuit of our dreams. Now, when you start a job, how can you progress? Because I think lack of progression is one of the frustrating factors.
Right. There are certain attitudes people need to bring on their job. So I'll highlight on few of them. The first one is to know what your work is. There was a survey that was done to compare what workers thought their work was against what managers also taught what their subordinates were. Now, it so happened that in most cases, what managers knew as the work of the subordinates were different from what the subordinates knew as them. In other words, they were hired to do job A for which they were being paid, but they were doing B because they didn't get to appreciate what their real work in the environment was. You know, we don't like reading. So even taking time to read appointment letter is a problem. People read appointment letter once, they put it somewhere. They don't take their time to go over and over to really understand why am I being hired? And most importantly, not just being hired, because you may be hired for certain skills and but what you'll be required to do may be completely different.
Yes.
You must know what your work is. So that's the first point. And to give an example, I usually use salespeople. Salespeople, their work is not to go around and speak to people and come and write reports. Their work is to make a sale. So if you're a salesperson and you put in energy, going round, and you are not delivering that results of sales, then you haven't really worked. You've labored, yes.
Yes.
But you haven't done what you were required
To do.
You were required to sell and bring in income. So we must know what our work is. And then two, get to know everything that will help us to excel on the job. So if your work involves, say, the use of equipment, let's say you have to use computer, you have to use a phone, you have to use any device whatsoever, you must take your time and read the manual that came with the tools or the equipment that you're going to use. So that you can use them efficiently. 3, you must manage your time efficiently. And a very use to manage their to have a daily to-do list. I meet a countless number of people. You ask them, you have a to-do list, and they look at you strangely. What is that? But people must wake up, or even before they sleep, list all the things they need to be doing the following day. Arrange them in order of importance and of priority. And probably time. And then you work from that list. You keep crossing or ticking as you go to them. And anytime a new come on board, you must add. And you must always be checking your to-do list to make sure that you are doing as you are planned in order to be efficient. If you don't plan, then in that, as you all know, you are planning to fail or
Yes.
to be inefficient.
Exactly.
People are inefficient. As a matter of fact, there was a survey that pointed to the fact that most people don't even know the top goals and priorities of their companies, organizations, or even their departments. Of those who even know the top goals and priorities of their department, only they spend 52% of their time working on the less important tasks and spend just 48% of their time on the priority or the most important goals and priorities of their companies or department. So it's important to work from it, to know what your work is, know everything you need to know about the tools you use. Also work on the productivity side. Then another attitude to bring on board is that people must know their competence. They must know their competence. And anything and anybody that has the potential of reducing your income is a competitor. Anything or anyone that has the potential of reducing your income or your progression on the job is your competitor.
I think
So your co-workers are competitors.
you are very
People
smart, because my next question was how do you beat is there competition at the workplace, and how do you beat it? And so you just go ahead.
Yes. Even people are always bringing in CVs.
Yes.
People want your job. They are your competitors.
Yes.
So as an individual, you have competitors. And as an organization, you also have competitors.
Yes.
Then you must know your customers, the people you serve.
Yes.
Sometimes your immediate bosses could be your customer. Sometimes your co-workers could be your customer. In addition to the external customers who patronize our services. And you must give your best to delight your customer. So, for instance, one of your priorities is to want to make the life of your immediate superiors and your co-workers easier. So any skills, any attitude that you bring on board, sometimes even the liveliness, the high spirits you bring to the work environment around, everybody is happy and they're working and they are all important. And then work while you work. Work while you work. Now, this is what I mean. I have one of my people say that if you come to work, or not, let me even say this, but work while you work. Supposing you come to work, or let me put it this way, you've been employed to do specific things within, on the average, 8 hours. Now, within that 8 hours, you must not do anything whatsoever that is not part of your core responsibilities. So, for instance, you might not check your personal mail. If you might check your corporate mail, but don't use the working hours to check your personal mails. Don't use working hours to WhatsApp. Don't use working hours to message friends. Everything you do must be work related. Don't use working hours to watch TV. Unless these things are part of the requirement for you, for your job. You could be doing research. Probably you watch certain channels, so on. That is fine. You could be asked to send messages. That is fine. So on. Don't make shopping part of your working hours. Don't make visiting idle chatter in the work environment. For the 8 hours that you are supposed to work, make sure you are working. That's what I mean by work whilst you work. So that is very, very important. So I can say that even if people are able to just even make use of just these 5, you can imagine the impact that will bring on the job. Then people should look and feel good.
Yes.
About themselves. So personal grooming is very, very important. You should feel healthy and feel good. You should dress well. Doesn't mean you should be expensive, but you must look presentable.
Exactly.
It's well washed, neatly dressed, and so on and so forth. So these are some of the issues to bring on board in order to progress. And then if the organization organization does not send you on short courses, continuous professional development, you yourself must invest in continuous professional
Personal development, yes.
Yeah, very, very important.
Exactly.
So let things that are not immediately known that it bring on board to help with the progression of the job to make everybody's life a lot easier. And then learn to do presentation. One of the greatest tools we have as individual is our voice. It's our voice that we use most of the communicate to be able to improve upon our communication skills. And we communicate both verbally and non-verbally. So our body language, everything, our tonality, and all that contributes. So we must learn to communicate. When we do, all these go on to make us indispensable in the workplace. And then volunteer to step in for others. Especially when we need people to undertake extra duties. It's not your core job, but your boss requires 1 hour of your time to do something outside of your regular. You don't say that, oh, this is not that. But you are not going to do it.
A lot of people even show attitude.
Yes.
Yes.
All that are not good. The attitude is not good. So these positive attitudes for people to find in the work environment.
Man, I think you see, before I forget this, right? You touched on customer service, right?
Yes.
And I think you need to find time, book the next date for us to talk about customer service. Because everybody that has got a career have got clients that they serve. The point is that how do you serve them? And for me, one of my passions as well, apart from mindset, is customer service. I always tell people that your customers are your loan. Sometimes you don't need to go for a loan. Your loan can come from your customers. The only point is that you can get that loan out of them depending on how you treat them.
Yes.
And we are coming from a sub-region. You see, the reason why I became so much passionate about customer service is that when I started business training, I was working with the non-informal sector of the economy in Ghana. And I was doing training for traders and all these people in the marketplace. And my brother, it was amazing. That somebody can tell me that it is God that gives customers, not man.
If my pastor says God will give me customers, I believe it.
Yes, he says it's God that gives customers. And these are some of the things, the myth that we really need to re-engineer and let people understand that, look, it doesn't work that way. So I think one of the areas you can really touch about is for us to book another appointment, book a date for you to come on the show to talk about customer service in line with this. If I haven't booked somebody for next week, we should have continued with that discussion, but we can book it for another time.
Time to do that.
Exactly. And you talked about volunteering and presentation, and one of the things is presentation as well. There is one thing I've learned is that people buy you before they buy the product.
True.
But people don't know that. Before somebody buys your product, he buys you first. Buying you means that he appreciates your presentation, the way you look, the way you appear, your smile. These are some of the things that is a catalyst for them to buy your product.
Yes.
But people, exactly. You see? And there's another form of presentation that is communication.
Yeah.
I remember I went for interview and they said I should do a presentation for 15 minutes.
Okay.
By the time on my 7th and 8th minute, they said, please sit down. It was enough for them.
You were done.
Done.
You had made your point.
Yes, and amazingly, I got the job there and there. Why? Because I have done presentation all these years. So for me, for me to do a presentation to get a job, then that was a plus for me.
Oh yes.
So we you see, and it all comes to the preparation.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have been doing things that we think we are doing it for free, but you don't even know how it's even preparing you for bigger platforms and bigger dreams. And until we understand that, we are going to stay at one place. Now our time is fast moving, but I want you to go to this question in terms of somebody that have lost a job. What are you going to tell them?
The person has lost a job.
Yes. What's the next step, and what are you going to tell them?
First, you should see it as an opportunity. I like how is it Thomas Edison or Henry Ford? One of them. Henry Ford. Failure is an opportunity to begin again. This time more intelligently.
Exactly.
So see it as an opportunity to reorganize yourself and come out even much better. So the first is the mindset. They shouldn't sit and moan or mourn. No, all is not lost. It's a natural part of life that misfortunes could come our way any day. What about those who are dead and gone?
Exactly.
You have life. So the first thing to do is to change your mindset and see it as an opportunity to bounce back much stronger. So the first thing is to look at some of the things you took for granted, which have caused the unfortunate situation. Probably you were all too comfortable in the work environment. You thought that once you have a job, you always have a job. This, you know. So you put it at the back of your mind. And that will influence the attitude you carry into the next job. So that. Two, once you've worked before, you've acquired some serious experience. Now, during the period of your work life, you were not updating your CV. People hardly update their CV. So let's say you've been on a job front for 5. It means that your CV is stale.
Yes.
For 5. Now it's time to revamp that CV. In addition to the CV, have in fact, not just a CV, but a winning CV. So you must go through how to write a winning CV. These days, there are tools all over the net. You can look for some tools or attend a workshop to learn how to put together a winning CV. A winning CV with a punchy profile to go with it. Punch cover letter and rebounce into the job search zone. Now, whilst doing that, look what you can do with your skill set that you have. Probably when you were in the work, there were areas of the job that you didn't, you realized were not too good. You develop a solution, a product, and go back and sell to other businesses of similar nature. Let's use the bank. You worked in the maybe you knew that the way customers spend time in the banking hall were a bother to them. The way they were being served were a bother to them, and so on and so forth. You can look at all these things. Where you learn, you can develop a solution and propose it to them, or propose a similar similar nature. You can also hone your talent. You know, individually we have interests that we usually don't develop. Maybe you have a for sewing. You've loved your job in the corporate world. You have a passion for story.
Yes.
And many others, big things.
Yes.
What are you? So whilst you are going around with your winning CV, trying to carve another path in the corporate world, you can be doing this alongside. You can be teaching a school nearby. You go, you offer your knowledge to help them. These days, maths, English, and other subjects are open for people to offer or volunteer to teach, and so on. If we look hard within ourselves, I'll give an example. Now, this man who used to work in one of the major banks in Ghana, now he realized that mobilized funds from, say, churches and other places was an issue. People had to leave their work and come and deposit. So he decided to quit and then start a bullion fund service for the same bank he was working. And that person also quit his role as an IT manager and now developed software and sold to the same bank he was working with. So there's so much one can do when we look hard enough. I don't know how much time we have, but for those who are yet to choose, I want to give some quick recommendations. I don't know if we have.
I think I can give you about 1 minute to do that.
Okay. Now, before you choose career or profession or job, there are 6 personality types. I'll just name them. We have, I won't have time to name them. We have the realistic personality type. We have the enterprising personality type. We have the social personality type. We have the conventional personality type. We have the enterprising personality type. We have the investigative personality type. I think I repeated the enterprise. And then the 6th one is the artistic personality type. Now, sociologists and social science have now researched and categorized these the sort of work or job or career that are most suitable for these personality types. Maybe we can find another time that go into my details about these personality types and the recommended careers or jobs that go with them. So that if you are the artistic type of you choose within that category.
Wow.
Social kind of person, you choose within that category. In addition, there are other 10 considerations to look at: the nature of the work, the working conditions, the special abilities required, the physical demands on you.
I think we need to do part 2 of this. I think we need to do part 2. I think we need to do part 2 of this.
Yes, so that those who are yet to delve into new careers and be shaped to choose the most appropriate.
Exactly. I think we will talk behind the scenes and try and do part 2 of this because I'm getting also very good comments from here. I think I've got Beverly Agyir is watching. You know who she is. I don't.
Wifey.
I know. Yes. And Beverly. Yes. David says on this show he's got only one wife, and that's a plus to you. Yes. And Stephen Labby says your guest is too on point. Great show. And I've got a series. Yes, I've got a series of comment from Bernard O. Entry, Pastor Bernard O. Entry. He says attitude says a lot about a leader. Great and inspiring discussion. Thank you, sir. You also say great advice. Well said. He also said personal growth is essential for achieving great results. Thank you, Bernard O. Entry, Pastor Bernard O. Entry, for your great comment. And Hannah Ebu says, I'm really enjoying the show. Thanks, says Hannah Ebu. Means that this show is not only today. Every Thursday, people enjoy it. So if this is your first time, please don't check the dial on Starr Radio UK. It's one of the best places to be because we have really sided. We have positioned ourselves only on the side of education. On this platform, everything we do is based on education. We don't do the politics of the day and the entertainment and all those music thing. Ours is purely talk shows, and this is the place. If you want to seek knowledge, you have to be. And Akosia Ado says, work while you work. I think she really loved that one. And
Wow.
Pastor Yumano Sedes is giving us, a thumbs up. And I think it's been wonderful. Please, your last word, briefly.
To everyone listening to me, if nothing at all, note that all the education you got from the classroom, at most, even if you are a PhD or a professor, can help you to harness just up to 22% of your true hidden potential. The remaining 78%, you have to make conscious effort by listening to programs such as this, seminar or reading self-help books. Oscar has written a lot. I have written 14 and counting.
Yeah, where can people get your books? Where can people get your books?
Zingforlife.com. ZINGFORLIFE.com.
Okay.
You find my book there.
All
Then
right.
also on Amazon. You
All
can
right.
just search for David Agyir or the Purpose Compass. You'll find.
Wow. David, our times is really fast spent. And I think the next show that is coming is Property Hour. That is why I said this platform is really positioned for talk shows and education. If you really want to enter into property, it doesn't matter which country you are. These are the areas that you can really amass wealth. And you see, it's good to have a career, but it's good to have a side vision. You can have your career, but you still enter into properties on the side. It will reach a time your property can overtake your career, and that's the time you can fire your boss. So so please, the next is coming on 9 o'clock here in the UK and 8 o'clock in Ghana. Please don't change the dial. What am I saying? Critical career matters. I think David has really nailed it. Go out there and work hard. Have a good attitude and move yourself up the ladder, because that is the only way you can be successful. But for me, my passion is that career is good, but have your own vision. Have your own vision without career, or have your own vision alongside your career. These are options. But you see, when you have only career, somebody has placed a limitation on you. The worst is that person says at the age of 60, by force, by fire, he has to retire you. I want you to go beyond 60. Any purpose in life or vision there's no limitation. If whatever you are doing, somebody has placed a limitation on it, try and find a way for you to create your own limitation. Stay blessed. Next week, we are talking about corporate governance with my man, Marek Kofi Gan. It is going to be powerful, and this is also going to be aligned to your career. So it's a transition for career matters to what? Corporate governance. And I think, you see, some of these things, I think we need to be charging you, but we are giving it for free. Do you know why? You need to go to seminars to learn some of these things. But this is what Star Radio is bringing onto you to help you to really make informed decisions in pursuit of your dreams. Please don't change the dial. Property Hour is next. Stay blessed. Meet you next Thursday, 7 p.m. UK time, 6 p.m. Ghana time, GMT +1. See you, and God bless you. Bye-bye.
The IWFT team presents Footprints on Star Radio UK with your host, Oscar Bimpong, every Thursday at 7 p.m. Star Radio UK, your finest Afro-Caribbean station in London.
Bed of roses, bed of roses, bed of roses. My name is Doreen Carter. I invite you to join me on Star Radio UK this and every Saturday at 9:30 p.m. in discussing what goes on behind the curtains with my panel of experts. Remember, the time is 9:30 p.m. this and every Saturday. Bed of Roses is brought to you by the kind courtesy of Voices of Esther.
You are now listening to the sounds of DJ Starzy. Calm, live music.
Hey, you, what up, fam? It's your boy Liu Cash. Oshoya Shoki King Shoki. You guys are listening to one of the baddest DJ we got here, DJ Stasi. Drop it one more time.
Come live music.
I don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
No, it's not. It
gets the people going.
American, I wonder. The way you want your body, give me thunder. Girl, I can follow you bumper to bumper.